Now I spent some time with Win, like over 2 weeks with Win in the USA recently, where we traveled together. And can I say what an amazing? Because I was driving like 10 hours. Win kept me awake the whole time. And one thing about Win, she will big sister you. She will make sure you are fed. She will make sure everything is right, look after you. Because what happened in Vegas, what happened was I fell down, I hurt my knee really bad. So, she actually like purposely walked all the way to the pharmacy to get me medication. Okay. Win is going to share her story with you, but I just want to give you a little bit of background. She is a pharmacist. She's a pharmacist, okay, from Australia. She actually has been doing the Kangen business for, I forgot how many years, but many, many years. And she's the 682-3, all the way from Australia. And guys, if you didn't know, right now, Australia is one of the top producing branches in the world. They're selling about 2,000 units. Isn't that great? Who thinks that's great? Type G in the group chat. G. Now, if you want to learn more, right, you got to pay special attention to Win. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, please help me welcome this beautiful, amazing individual. Okay, help me welcome Win Tran, everybody.
Good morning, my Kangen family, and good morning, Ming-Wei. Such a great pleasure to see you again on Zoom. Okay, I've overused my voice, so pardon me. Now, am I also a co-host so I can share my screen?
Sure.
Okay. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, each time when you see a guest speaker on the Zoom, you normally find that they would talk about their Kangen journey, but I want to be different because I like to be different all the time. So I want to tell you why this business is what you're born to do. Not just me, you as well. So I'm going to share my screen, but first, I want to also say that this Zoom will be important to the newcomers, the people sitting on the fence, thinking, should I join this really exciting business as painted by my friends and family, or just really, really relevant to the pioneers who have been in the business for so long and they're just losing a little bit of enthusiasm. So I'm going to share my screen, and again, I want to say that Kangen Water, the whole legacy is really my true north, and why it's my true north you'll soon come to find out. There's loads and loads of reasons, and you're going to go, yep, every time I say those reasons you can really resonate with me, I promise. What has the Kangen Water journey brought for me? I'm going to share my screen, and let's do screen sharing now. So this is just so it's not so boring, because I want to be different all the time. So can everyone see my screen? Okay, fantastic. So this particular empire, the Kangen Water Empire, has helped me to get out of the rat race, really just escape the matrix. And honestly, we're all looking to do this because, you'll discover shortly that whatever job you're doing, it's going to literally make you retire on a very tight budget and not well off. So that's something I discovered recently in the last few years, and I want to share that shortly with you. So this is my office. I often just do demos to my team, and this here is my team when I brought them all to the EKW. Ming-Wei is such a star there. He really inspires me, and Simon's the other star there. You just come to this and you just know that, you've really entered the right platform. These people are just great speakers. They really inspire you, but just being among like such a large crowd of like-minded people who are just really, you know, all for it in terms of changing their lives and changing other people's lives. It just gives you so much energy. Sam would tell me, you know, when you should come to EKW, and I used to not believe him. And one time I did go, because I wanted to give him face, and it changed my life. It really did. I ran faster in the Kangen water business, and I was just a stone throw away from 6A at that time. After EKW, the next month I got 2 6As in a row. It really changed my life. So I really encourage anybody who's not been to EKW, don't think it's, you know, uncool. I'm telling you, when you go, it will really make you double your performance in this business. So, you know, I get to go to expensive and luxurious hotels with my children because of this business. Just lots and lots of nice places. We travel a lot together. It's all because of this very, very enriching platform called the Kangen water water ionizer platform. And of course, we all know now that we have other products that are life-changing. One particular one that's stepping your way is the 𝐿𝐴𝐺. That's going to be mind-blowing. I have the 𝐿𝐴𝐺 myself, and I love it, but that's another story. So these are the different places that I've been able to travel to. And so this is Sheraton in Japan, and Sheraton in Japan. And I get to be part of a really incredible community called the Full House. So we're all under this umbrella, and you can see all the superstars at the front. Sam, Cora, Bernard, Mingwei, Simon, Nicholas, all the superstars are at the front, Egbert. So, you know, this is our family, and this is one of the EKWs. It will totally change your life. I was blown away by it, and it is highly recommended. This is the EKW stage. So all my team and Cora and Sam were photographed together. And this is my smaller team, which is the Kangen Power team under Gary Gann. So I've really developed a new extended family, and it's really been so enriching in terms of just my life, having this extended family who are so kind, so sweet. And every time I'm in Malaysia, they take me around, they feed me. And, you know, if it wasn't for my access into this world, I would never have been able to access this spectacular array of people and this spectacular platform that we call the Enagic business. So this is when Gary and Sam came to my house to do one of their first talks, and that was really fun. So through this business, I've been able to get, you know, lots of things that I love, my car, my lovely apartment, my home. This is my apartment that I will probably retire in, and this is our front yard. This is our rooftop swimming pool. And overall, the Kangen water platform has really, really made my life a better place. Change your water, change your life. So I'm going to go back, stop sharing the screen, because just thought some pictures will sort of make things a little bit less boring. Okay, so why is this Kangen water business the thing that I was born to do? Well, as a person, I love to make a difference to whosoever that enters my life or crosses my path. That's my destiny. That's in my DNA. So I just love the fact that with this platform, you can actually change not only people's health, but also their finances. And it really you know, the company, when they say that they have this motto, which is true health, they really mean it. And the company really, really is able to embody all of it. And we're talking about, in terms of true health, we're talking about financial health, we're talking about physical health, and most importantly, peace of mind. When you have financial health, when you have physical health, you want the same for everybody around you. And this business is such a humanitarianism platform, whereby when you actually participate in this, you just are able to help so many people. Now, when people enter your team, you hold them by the hand and you help them crawl out of their debts, because now you are actually showing them the ropes. So how wonderful is it to actually impart really good health to their family, but you also are helping them crawl out of their debts, and they in turn are doing the same to people that they meet, people that enter their team. So some of the very amazing reasons why this platform is one of a kind and is incomparable is, firstly, it's the impact and the contribution that you're going to make to the world. Like, most of us, whether we know it or not, we are all born to want to make an impact on this world, and also to actually have a really meaningful contribution to this planet. And you know, in time, throughout this particular session, I will paint the picture to you how we can do that with the 𝐖𝐴𝐺𝐧 platform. And so the second thing is that this particular product, the Kangen water ionizer specifically, as well as the Anaspa and the M-Guard, oh my gosh, they all work. Says, especially when it comes to Kangen water, says over 2 million families that already own this technology. So we don't even need to visit that point. And the other thing is, because it is a high ticket item, it's really good where, you know, in comparison to other network marketing companies, with those, like say Nu Skin, you might have to like sell, you know, 1,000 products before you can actually make the same as perhaps 1 or 2 Kangen water ionizers. So it is said that maybe with our business, we only sell once to each person. But firstly, who wants to keep, you know, coming back to our friends and family and say, hey, it's time to make your order for the month? Who wants to do that every month? I think that's really, really like not what I want to participate in. So why not basically make it all in one hit, make all the, you know, all the income in one hit, instead of coming back to them each month and asking them, are you making your purchases this month? That's not my thing. So I love that I just really can get the income all in one hit, and I'm selling something to people that is actually a necessity. So let me ask you, what product do you know in this world that actually is something that everybody needs? It's not like nappies where only children or babies will need. It's not like makeup where only women will need in general. It's water. The question is, do you know anyone that drinks water? The answer is every single person on this planet will drink water, and they are therefore your market. Now, once the world discovers that their filtered water, their bottled water, their rainwater are hurting their health drastically and are one of the biggest contributors to their worsening health, they're going to change and switch over to Kangen water, because we are the best. We are the best water ionizer. We are the medical device from no other you know, prestigious country as far as technology is concerned than Japan. Japan. So like anything from Japan is like highly reputable, and this is a medical device from Japan. So the water works. It is actually a top of the range, state of the art technology. How can you get better than that? And it's something where every single individual in the world needs. Once they find out their water is hurting their health, they're absolutely going to switch over. So the good news is that now is the best time for us to actually be part of this. As so many pioneer distributors will say to us, you know, it's always a really good thing to enter the market when things are actually not saturated. So I wouldn't love to enter a market where half of the world has this product. Now only over 2 million machines have been sold around the world. So over 2 million families are experiencing this. So this is the best time to actually enter this platform, because when you ask anybody, most of them will say to you, I've not heard of this. And a lot of them now will say to you, I have heard of this. My girlfriend is selling it. My grandma is selling it. My next door neighbor is selling it. So therefore, it is one of those things where people are now hearing Kangen water as a household name. And so the rule of the market is that when the market for any product, especially what they call it's called a megatrend product, any market for a megatrend product will actually work like this. So the first 1% of people that are in the actual market distributing the product are going to make massive amounts of money. But the most amount of money will be made when the whole world reaches about 3% to 5% market saturation. Now, Kangen water has not even reached 1% market saturation. So therefore, we have got that wave to look forward to, the 3% to 5%, you guys. And for the 6A2-3 and above people, oh my gosh, that's the ride we're going to catch, you guys. And if you're not quite there yet, hey, there's plenty of time for you to get on that wave, because once you're on that wave, you've got what's called that legacy income, where income is stable and you can, you know, just with that money, you can do so much with your life. And so we're talking about now is the best time to enter the business, because you don't want to be around when most of the market has got this incredible technology in their home, and then they turn around and go, oh my gosh, those people really crushed it with the income that they earn from this business. But by then it's too late for them. So if you're still on the fence about this platform, if you're actually still sleepy in the business, rejoin us, because you know what, the whole name of the game is to stay in it. If you stay in it, someone like Ming Wei will come along, someone like Simon Lowe will come along, and they're going to get you to 6A2-3. Seriously, you may not even need to lift a finger. Now, a good example is my upline, Michael Yo. He's a really gorgeous man, lovely, beautiful heart, always looks after me when I'm in KL, drives me around to everywhere. But the interesting thing about him is he's in his 60s and he actually takes life really easy. And so when he was just sitting at 6A, suddenly the news came, he became 6A2 because I reached 6A. And then just in literally no time, he actually found out I became -2. So then his other side is the people in China, they were taking a bit longer to get to -2 for a certain reason. But when they reached -2, he became -3. So that's what you get to look forward to. You don't even need to, you know, participate in training them. You don't need to do so much, you know, even like team leadership or setting up all these team programs for your downline. If they themselves can see the vision of this business, once they catch that fire, they can run on their own, and you can be another Michael Yell, not having to lift any you know, huge finger, or basically not having to do very much, and your downlines reached -2, which then takes you to 6A2-3. And so he got to enjoy his legacy income just because he sat tight for long enough for two people to join, and they then went to the -2. You just need to find two -2. That's it. And you get to be -3. And if those people keep going, you're going to go to -4, -5, just like that. So that's the exciting thing that I find is so cool about this business. And I'm sure you've known another case where Bryce is the same. You know, he just basically sits tight, gets his people to go to EKW, and then he gets to -5 within a matter of years. So that is what you get to look forward to in this amazing business platform. So the other thing that you get in terms of how wonderful this whole empire called 𝐖𝐚𝐧 is, as I said, it is something that works. So it really works. There's over 2 million families. And because it's high ticket, you're not all day long ringing your friends, bugging them to make the monthly purchases. It is low entry. So, hey, have you ever come across a business that can potentially make you $100,000 on average per year, and all you pay for is, for if it's one machine, about under $6,000. If you really want to scale up and accelerate how much you earn, you can come in with what they call the trifecta or the quad, and basically you're buying 3 or 4. That will actually multiply your income so that each time you sell, it's the same effort, but you make way more. So it is something where it's low entry. Now, let's pretend you go in with a quad. That's only like, say, less than 20,000. But if you make 20,000, if you actually spend 20,000, but you make over $100,000 a year consistently every year, and it generally keeps escalating over time, then that's a really good return on investment. Like, do you know of any business that, you know, if you throw in 20,000 and you can make 100,000? I actually told, I was talking to a Novotel boss, and I said to him, you know, if you were to spend $5,000 or $6,000 on a business that brings you $100,000 a year, do you think that's a good business to get in? He goes, hey, if you can make me $100,000 a year, I can actually spend $100,000 to make $100,000 a year, because every year it's going to either be the same or it only gets better. So he really nailed it. Like, how about just spending even the equal amount of what it actually rakes in for you that year, but actually getting so much out of it year in, year out thereafter. And it's, so this business is low entry, but I know plenty of traditional businesses, like the one my girlfriend, she actually established this burger, you know, empire, and she spent over $2 million on it. And guess what? Because of COVID and so many other factors, she lost all of it. So over $2 million lost just like that. And I'm sure you know lots and lots of similar stories whereby people actually would spend so much money. It could be 50,000, it could be 100,000, it could be $2 million, and it just dissolves in no time. Now, the stats are, according to Anthony Robbins, he says, you know, most businesses will actually fail. Start again, 93% of businesses will fail in the first 5 years. The first 5 years, 93% of businesses will fail. So let me ask you, if this business has been around for over 49 years, so we're hitting 50 years next year in roughly about March, then this is totally solid. It's a solid business. You cannot find anything more amazing and solid, because you're selling the world's best product, because it really changes lives in terms of health, and it really is a necessity. Again, people need not be unwell if they only knew their water is the very thing that is one of the biggest culprits or the biggest things to be blamed for their worsening health. And the other really, really important reasons why 𝐿𝐴𝐺𝐳 is what we are born to do is that it gives us so much time freedom. This whole matrix, this whole world, which is called the matrix, it's been designed to keep you in debt. So from the day you are out of your parents' supervision, so if you are going off to university and you are studying some kind of course, you're now in a big debt because of that university course. So when you graduate, you have to pay off that debt first, then you buy a car, then you buy your home. So all the time we're constantly stuck in this circle, this vicious circle of trying to pay off the debts, pay off all our debts. So we're too busy to even stop and go, hang on, do I have a dream? And if you did have a dream, this system is out there to squash it, to really, really make you dissolve it because of the fact that you're always trapped in so much debt. So how many people who, you know, they graduate and they come out and they think, I'm going to change the world, I'm going to have all these businesses, and then next thing they know, they find a girl or a man, they get married, and then they have children, and now they're going to look after the family, so they have to put their dreams aside. So your dream, I don't know what your dream is, but my dream is to not have to work that much. That's my dream. I'm actually quite slack as a person, so I love the fact that I don't have to work every single day. Like my siblings earn lots of money, but the difference is I'm always available to, you know, go out. I'm always available for any kind of family, you know, fun activities or any kind of holiday. If they're asking, hey, let's go for a holiday, I'm like, yes, I'm first in. So like I'm always available. I never have to ask any boss. So I have sacked my boss. I've always worked with my family growing up in our family pharmacy. But, you know, even then, like I really don't have to answer to my parents or my brother every time I take time off now because they don't own me. I don't have to rock up to pharmacy anymore. And yeah, so the fact that you can, you know, lots of people have dreams of not having a boss, or they have dreams of a house on the beach. They have dreams of holidaying many times a year. Can you really do that with the platform you are on? And if you have been working for 20 years and you haven't been able to do that, then what makes you think the next 20 years or 30 years somehow in the same platform that you're in, that you're going to actually now have that extra income to do whatever you want, or basically to just live a life that is so full of freedom. So I love that on a Wednesday like this, I can be at home chatting to you guys, and then after this, who knows what I want to do, but that is the bonus. Can you have that as a medical doctor? Can you, I know lots of medical doctors who work their butt off and, you know, they make good money, but they don't have time to enjoy the money. So what good is that? And I know lots and lots of CEOs who just make really good money, but hey, they don't have time for their family. They don't have time to just laze around, watch a really good program. They don't have that luxury. And I have that luxury. So it is just really like I pinch myself as to how come I got to discover this world. So the time freedom is really, really so precious to me. It's like unbeatable. You just really don't get that. If you're not in network marketing, it is something that you will only ever dream about, but you'll never be able to experience it. So now in terms of the scalability, this, because you know how when we go to EKW, you guys will name things like, okay, hands up, you know, if you can volunteer and tell us what are the qualities of an ideal job. And all these things come up like scalability, time freedom, high ticket items so that you're out of there, you know, in one hit instead of many different, you know, revisits to the person to actually earn the same amount. that really hurts, because, you know, you can lose friendships that way. And impact and contribution, humanitarianism, all of those things are like high on the list of ideal qualities for an ideal job or an ideal business. So Enagic is ticking all of that. So we've talked about low entry, we've talked about the next thing we want to address is the low risk. So as I said, if you actually spend less than $6,000, or say you go in with a quad and you spend less than 20,000, hey, with all the products that you have, guess what? It's going to change your life anyway. So you're going to actually make this vehicle of yours so healthy so that you can actually go into your 80s and 90s and still enjoy your life. So even if you didn't pursue, you have actually gained a whole fortune of health on your side. And that just not includes you, it includes your whole family, your mom, your dad, your children. Isn't that the best? So then we have also, oh, by the way, you were told that over 93% of businesses will fail in the first 5 years. By the way, the remaining businesses that are still in business, they're all struggling to stay alive. How do I know that? I've been in the Enagic business for about 6 years. A lot of businesses will buy from me, but they buy on installments. So a lot of businesses are just still in it because they don't want to give up their goodwill, and they don't want to kind of like let go of so much money that they've invested into that business, and they just don't want to admit defeat. So a lot of them are still in it, holding on to dear life and not really making ends meet. And most of them will say to me, oh, I'm just actually in it to actually feed my staff. Like, I've got nothing left over. So we're, you know, living off credit cards. Like, it's just really sad. And so we've covered that now is the best time to actually enter the business. We have covered that it is going to grant us financial freedom. And that's incredible. It's not financial freedom for yourself. It's financial freedom for your neighbors and your friends and those you care about. Case in point, in Cambodia, one of my favorite people, Heng and David, like, they tell us, you know, in Cambodia, you know, what happens is maybe not everyone can afford a machine, but households will get together and pool their money together and then own a machine. And with that machine, they let people trial the water, and in time, people will want to buy from them. So in time, those less affluent families will also own their own machine. And with that machine, it is now their weapon or their very tool to making money for their family. In less affluent countries like Cambodia or Philippines or Vietnam, one machine can actually help to feed the entire family for at least 1 month. So therefore, isn't that wonderful that, you know, Enagic can actually like help even the less affluent countries? And with the extra income that us distributors get, there are so many wonderful stories, so many wonderful philanthropist stories from people like, say, Romy. Romy reputedly has used his Enagic money to build about 9 churches. And, you know, there are so many charity events that are conducted by KPT, which is the big umbrella I'm under Gary Gann. They do so many charities. They give free machines to elderly aged care homes. So now we are imparting really good health to the older community. And so now that means there will be less burden on their children, so the children can go out in the world and be big, useful citizens of the world and to their own family. And it's also a lesser burden to the government. So with my extra income, when I give thousands away to, whether it be the Syria victims of the earthquake and Turkey, or whether it be building homes in Vietnam, or whether it be giving money to giving machines to the community that has leprosy so that they don't have to be suffering from that anymore, or not as much, or giving money to, you know, establish churches or help with their chairs where floods would come by and wipe out all the chairs and everything that is good in the church. And, you know, the money goes towards them to actually, you know, reestablish their church. With all of that impact, we can actually continue to do that because of this amazing business empire called 𝐿𝐴𝐺𝐾. And the thing is, you know, every time we people, whether it be Cynthia Briganti or Romy or Gary or Sam or Cora, when we give, we never have to think about, oh, those thousands and thousands of dollars equate to 100 hours of my life or 200 hours of my life. No, it's not like that. We don't ever think that, because freely we received in this business, so freely we give. So in, you know, a traditional business, if you're going to work in a coffee shop, or if you're actually just working as an accountant or a medical doctor, you're going to think that's like hundreds and hundreds of hours of my life I'm donating away. But with 𝐿𝐴𝐺𝐾, you will never have to say that, because it's your whole team that is pooling all the income towards you. And with that, you can actually give freely. And I love that about this business. That's why it's a very humanitarianism platform. Like, where else can you find that? If you sell new skin, if you sell anything else, you know, one product can earn you, say, $10 or $30 per pop. You're not going to be able to have enough to actually give thousands and thousands away. So therefore, like, you know, a high ticket business platform is the only way to go, because it's the same effort, but actually it reaps way more results, way more by exponential fold. So, you know, I love the fact that we are making the same effort, whether it's like selling a vitamin C, you know, a tub of vitamin C or a tub of, say, ginkgo, whatever it is, it's going to take you time. And if you work in, say, you know, industries that are into health, what happens is you're going to spend hours and hours explaining the hundreds of products that they actually offer. And by the end of the hours, and you've told them everything you know, and you've studied all night to remember those 100 products, guess what? The person says, not today. And so now you've wasted all night trying to remember all the information. And even being a pharmacist for over 20 years, when I looked at the numbers of products they offer, I just go, oh my gosh, I can't remember all of that. And like, you know, to actually remember all the fine print is actually a lot. So even for someone like me, I just feel so sorry for people who are selling dozens and dozens of different types of vitamins or even juices, because, you know, there's so much to remember. Oh, the ingredients in this particular juice has like, it's got your watermelon, or it's got your melon in it, or it's got your ginkgo in it, or it's got you have to remember what's in the juices and all the different little things that they actually can impart in terms of benefits. So it's a lot of work, whereas with our product, it's literally 1 or 2 or 3 now. And of course with the 𝐿𝐴𝐺𝐾, that's our 4th product. But it's really just learning the same song and singing it over and over again. It's so simple. You just learn it off by heart. Pretend you're going for like a certain interview. Just learn it off by heart and sing it over and over again. It's so simple. So that's really, to me, that's why this is so easy. Look, with anything this good, it's not going to be really easy. I mean, again, with anything this good, it's not going to be crazily easy. But I love what Sam Sia, Ming-Wei's dad, says. He says, you know, this business is not easy, but I don't know of any business that is easier. So nothing good is going to be easy. But for this level of goodness, and it's this easy, oh my goodness, like we need to shake the world to discovering how good this empire is. So we have also covered about financial freedom. We have covered the whole thing about how it is very impacting and of great contribution to the entire world. And we want to then touch base on traveling. Like you saw the slides earlier, I get to travel a lot because every time you travel, you can actually treat it as your working holiday, because there's always people you can meet in that country. And when you introduce to them this incredible technology, they're going to fall in love with it. And now that's your new franchise. So I love that. So you get to travel a lot, and that's among like the one of the top priority numbers of qualities that people would deem important in an ideal business or job. And there are promotional opportunities. So with eMagic, there's always an opportunity to up rank, and that is, to me, that's really addictive, because I think Anthony Robbins once said, if you're not actually progressing and moving forward in life, you are really dead inside. So I love that, even when you reach dash 3 or whatever, and you kind of go, I want to just take a small break, and then you go, but there's still dash 4 to be grabbed, or there's dash 5 or dash 6 and dash 7, and now Cynthia's the next person, I believe, that's going to reach dash 8. So there's always promotional opportunities, and I love that, because if you don't really progress in life, then I do feel that it's true, you're literally dead inside. So I love that. So there's like the 2A rank, the 3A rank, the 4A, the 5A, the 6A. So there's always something to look forward to. And I once came to a course, and this course was actually run by the Rich Dad Poor Dad mob, and I paid over $2,500 Australian dollars for it, but I walked away not knowing very much, or didn't remember very much, except for one thing, and I want to share that. So that one thing is, if you go into your calculator and you punch in $1 million, then what you do is you divide that by 2 people, which is you and your spouse, and then you punch in 20, like divide that total by 20 years. So that means if you go into retirement between the age of 60 to 80, what happens across 2 people, like divided by 2 people, that $1 million, if you hypothetically have $1 million in your bank by the time you retire, then what happens is your spouse will have $25,000 a year to live on, and you have $25,000 a year to live on. Now, so a lot of people brag to me, and they say, oh, when I go into retirement, I have in my what's called superannuation, which is like a retirement fund in Australia, I have $325,000 in my bank. And I just, after going to this course, I just laugh in my head, like, I feel so sorry for you, because if you have $1 million, don't count your home, because your home is where you live. You can't really, count your home. But if you actually have $1 million in the bank by the time you retire, what happens is that you will have $25,000 a year to live on, and so will your spouse. So people who retire imagine a house on the beach when they retire. They also imagine having lots of holidays a year. So one holiday to, say, Europe costs at least $10,000, at least. So say you go to one holiday in Europe, that's going to set you back $15,000. So now you've got $15,000 a year to live on. And by the way, it kind of works out about the same in Malaysia, because like our noodle soup over here costs roughly about $20, whereas in Malaysia, the one noodle bowl of soup is going to cost you about 20 ringgit. So it's about the same kind of setting. And so if you have $1 million and you go on a holiday, you're now back to 15,000 ringgit, or $15,000 a year, is going to spell broke to me, because you have been budgeting literally most of your life for a lot of people. Now you get to look forward to a tight budget when you retire. How wonderful is that? Wow, is that something to look forward to? So I actually woke up, this was about 3 years ago, and I woke up to the Matrix. I understood about the evils of the Matrix, and I actually thought, okay, I'm gonna like put all hands on deck. So I then went like all the way full what they call all-out massive action after that. So I reached 602-3 within about 4.5 years, because I watched, like, that was what I absorbed from that very seminar, that you're going to retire really poor if you don't do something about it. So the fact is, by changing nothing, nothing changes. Let me ask you, if you have actually worked for the last 20 years and you haven't, like, you know, got 100,000 left aside for your retirement, if you haven't got 100,000, or say 500,000, what makes you think in the next 20 years you're somehow going to earn that $500,000 to make that 1 million? And even if you have $1 million, you only barely survive. You only barely survive if you were to live between 60 to 80 in retirement. And by the way, if you actually live until 90 or 95, too bad. It's, the picture's going to be more bleak and worse for you. So that is why we need to actually tap on another form of income. And as you have seen my presentation today, you will see that this is the best platform. There's no other better platform. You're making a difference to everyone's life. You're actually having lots of time freedom. You have also gained a community that is just so amazing, so cool, so legendary. Like, I call all the people in my upline sort of zone and all my downlines, I call them legends, because they really are. Look at Sam, Cora, Ming Wei, Simon, Gary, like, they're legends, and Michael Yo, you know, they're legends in their own right. And, you know, you get to meet them, and now you blend with them and you're in their world. So cool, right? And the other thing is, yeah, so with that Rich Dad Poor Dad, that's what I took away. And I ran so fast to -3 because I was not going to be stuck in the matrix. And yeah, so when COVID came, that was it. You know, I was in the -3 zone, and thank God. So scalability, you get scalability in this business. And that's one of the ideal qualities that people were all talking about at EKW when it comes to a really good business. So scalability means that, you know, however much money you want to make out of this business is dependent on how badly you want it, is dependent on how many people you approach. I love the people from India. Their mantra is to be successful in the 𝐬𝐚𝐧 industry, you want to do SD 501. You want to remember that mantra, which stands for show demos to 501 people. Now, how many demos have you shown to in your 𝐬𝐚𝐧 life? I'm pretty sure it's not in the vicinity of 500 yet, but the top distributors will tell you, show your demo to 501 people as a very sure measure to actually be successful. And so scalability, again, your Kangen water ionizer is not just a lifeline to good health, it's a lifeline to your unlimited ATM, your best friend, your automatic teller machine. However much money you want to get out of that machine depends on how many people you are willing to actually put your ego aside and just go and tell them. Go and tell them, whether it's the person on the bus with you or on the plane with you. I tell anyone on the plane with me. I tell anyone that is on the lift with me. So how badly do you want to succeed? How badly do you want to get out of the matrix? How badly do you want to actually free up your family from financial burdens and from, you know, just the chains of lack of time freedom? I mean, again, people make a lot of money, but not many have the time to enjoy it. 𝐬𝐚𝐧 gives us that luxury. I love that. And so I've covered the community. You know, the community in Enagic, unbeatable. Even when you go to the Las Vegas convention and you meet all these sidelines, you know, you've got people who are like Balaj, or even Amelia. We had her featured on the KPT interview yesterday. She is incredible. Like, you meet all these legends and you go, oh my gosh, my life is so enriched because of all these people. And so what we have covered is many. Let me check the time. Okay, I think we have until 1. So with the KANGEN, what they call the KANGEN legacy income, which is what you get when you reach -3, it is something that is a very handsome pension to yourself and something you can pass on to your children. That's why part of the title of today is the legacy, because it's not only a legacy that you can pass, like that is basically has been passed down from the generations before us, because the Enagic platform has been around since 1974, but it is something we can pass on to our own children. So I feel that it's my job to really uphold and really solidify the foundations of Enagic in this lifetime, so that all the future generations, including my children, can really get to experience what we get to experience, this very enriching life, because of one word, Enagic. And so Enagic, it stands for true health, and true health is in 3 folds. Firstly, it's to do with physical health. Then we have the financial health. And when we have physical health and financial health, we can now impart that to our friends and neighbors and siblings and family. And, you know, people around us will actually get to, you know, be a part of that glory, that circle of happiness. And that gives us real peace of mind that we're really, really contributing and taking care of all the people around us, whether we know them or not, whether they're strangers or they're our friends and family. We get to make a difference to the world. And that's what I was born to do. I was born to make a difference to whosoever that crosses my path. And that's why I know I was born to do the Enagic business. I think I'm right on time.
Thank you so much, Win. You are definitely on time. Like an Australian, not like Malaysians. I'm just joking. Guys, can you give Win a big show of appreciation? Can everybody type Win or W in the group chat, guys?
Thank you for all your lovely comments and your very kind words, my Enagic family. Thank you so much. And today it's raining in Perth, but we want to show you the day in Perth. It's raining, but this is what Enagic has given me. So, hang on, how do I not cover this? So this is the day in Perth, and change your water, change your life, you guys.
Thank you so much, Win. What a beautiful view. Oh my gosh. If I come to Perth, I'm definitely staying there.
Yeah, you are definitely staying here. So come and do EKW for us.
Sure. Mr. Samsi is in the group, so you better ask him. So, ladies and gentlemen, wow, thank you so much again, Win, for your amazing sharing. You know, what Win said is absolutely right. You know, this business is not just for Win. This business is not just the KANGEN legacy for Win, but it's the KANGEN legacy for every single one of us. You know, she's explained so many points as to why Enagic is such a good company. Can I ask you guys a question? How many of you guys, you are Enagic distributors right now? Type D in the group chat if you're a distributor. Type D.